Shalom, 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 Israel. First off, giving all honor and praises to the Most High and to His Son Yahushua, with the Battle Axes of the Most High, coming to you with another Sabbath class. Shabbat shalom to brothers and sisters in class. Shabbat shalom to brothers and sisters that are watching online. The name of today's class is The Fiery Furnace of Affliction. The Fiery Furnace of Affliction. We say, we talk with brothers and sisters in the class, we kind of want to constantly go over these scriptures, especially as we see in World War III on the brink, and we slowly but surely really all are in that thing. With Russia shooting the ICBMs at Ukraine, they kind of up in the ante. North Korea getting into those things, and guess what? Go through affliction. Like we say, whether it be financial, whether it be spiritual problems, or whether it be health problems, or whether it be family member problems. Those problems are going to exponentially increase over these times. Brothers and sisters have been dealing with debt in the family. You know, it's a lot of things that Israel is catching hell on. And these things are going to only be increased, brothers and sisters. So we want to constantly do what? Secure our faith, secure our understanding in this truth, man, and press towards the mark, man. This is what the goal is. Let's go to the first precept. Let's go to the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 2 and verse 5. We'll be covering Daniel's chapter 3, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. You know, the three holy children. So this will be for brothers and sisters that have not read over Daniel chapter 3. One thing, spare not. For real. Shalom, shalom, shalom. All right. Got to monitor to get the mic, man. Go to the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 2 and verse 5. Would you get there, read that out?
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 2 and verse 5. I made me gardens and orchards, and I planted trees in them of all kinds of fruit.
Now, Salaki, brothers and sisters, give me 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 7. I miswrote it. Salaki. From the top out.
At the trial of your faith.
So, brothers and sisters, faith will be tested in this truth, brothers and sisters. That's why the Most High God has us read these stories over and over again to reassure us on how He saved them out of that affliction and adversity. It's the same way He's going to save us out of those things. If brothers and sisters hold fast their faith in this truth. Begin from the top.
It's the book of 1 Peter, chapter 1 and verse 7. That the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perish.
So our faith, your strength in your faith is much more precious than gold. Meaning what? You having strong faith in this truth is much more than you doing what? Chasing money. Because we know that's the forefront of what's on our people's spirits. Get the bag, chase the bag, and do whatever it is by any means necessary to get the money. You have many brothers and sisters lose their soul, sell their souls for money, man. We don't know.
Though it be tried with fire.
Though it be tried with fire. That fire is going into what? Temptation. That fire is going into lust. That fire is going into what? Distractions, whether it be at work, whether it be your family members, whether it be your daughters, whether it be your brothers. Hearing of your Yahushua, man. Because you want to do all that you can to know that you, guess what? Making it to the kingdom. And you have to keep fighting on these things, man. We know in these last days, it's going to be heavy distractions, brothers and sisters. Heavy distractions to do what? Constantly try to pull and tug you what? Out of this truth. Whether it be disagreements with brothers and sisters in the truth, misunderstandings, those distractions to do what? Take away the word and to take away your faith out of this truth. Let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 5.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 2, and verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire.
So the only way to know if you are being strengthened in this truth is by you doing what? Going through things. That is the only way. Whether a brother have a spirit on them to smoking cigarettes, or envy, or hatred. Easy walk. They are overcome a particular spirit that you have on you. Guess what? The Most High God will bring that spirit back around to test you to see if you truly have overcome that particular spirit. So the fight is never over. Whether you're frustrated with your husband, whether a wife is frustrated with the children, or whether a husband is frustrated with his wife. These things never stop, and you never have to stop fighting that good fight, brothers and sisters. Because by you constantly fighting those things, that does what? Keep you on your P's and Q's. Because brothers and sisters do what? Get very much complacent in its truth. Because guess what? You're not dealing with that particular spirit. You don't overcame that particular spirit. When the Most High God can send a spirit upon you, then guess what? You ain't particularly strong in. In the what?
In the furnace of adversity.
In the furnace of adversity. Now we're going to read in the book of Daniel chapter 3 where our forefathers were literally in that furnace. Literally. And guess what? They still held fast their what? Their faith, man. And that's how they was how they overcame it. Read on up.
Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him.
And that's the point. These are the things, these are the instructions that, guess what? Our forefathers followed. Let's get right to it. Let's go to the book of Daniel chapter 3 and verse 1. I sound like a rooster back there. What you got going on, man? Brother, we woke up in here, man. The cocks crow at 6 or 5 in the morning or something. Say that was a trip.
Boy, like Peter was in here denying Christ thrice, man.
Well, wake them up, because they're a little sleepy up in here today. Wake they behinds up, man. Do it again, man. I laugh and do that. Sure, y'all give a trip for that, man. Read that right quick.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 3.
Nebuchadnezzar was in a time period of what, Daoud? Come on, brothers. All praises, brother. What year, brother Fred?
586 BC.
All praises. 586 years before Christ stepped on the scene. Read on.
And the breadth thereof 6 cubits. He set it up in the plain of Dura, and the province of Babylon.
Read it again from the top.
Verse 1 from the top. Nebuchadnezzar, the king, made an image of gold.
So he made an image of gold like many people do. They make shrines and do what? Make idols to themselves, to fast to themselves as some particular type of God. Read on up.
Whose height was 80 cubits.
It says whose height was 80 cubits. What is that? What is the math on that? Any brother or sister? Any brother? So like
60, 70 feet.
Let me hear it, brother Renard. Go ahead, No, we said 3 score cubits. So that means what? If you got 20 is a score, what you got, brother Hosea? If 20 is a score, how many is 3 scores? 60. That's right. Because it's what? 3 times 20. We don't want to make it hard. Just keep it very simple. I know a lot of times y'all think we asking y'all deep questions, some deep Solomon questions. No, we're going to ask y'all, that's what we go over. Read that again from the top.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 3, verse 1. Nebuchadnezzar, the king, made an image of gold, whose height was 80 cubits. And the breadth thereof 6 cubits.
Meaning the width thereof. Read on.
He set it up in the plain of Jerubbaal.
This is an area in Babylon, what we would call today modern day Iran, Iraq. Read on.
In the province of Babylon.
In the province of Babylon. So to understand it in metric terms, do any brother know how many feet that is? Y'all want to make sure. And they get these ideas from what? These idols and these kings from the past. It's not a coincidence. Even with the NBA trophies, that ugly statue that they put up with Dwayne Wade that looked nothing like him. The statue with Michael Jordan. Guess what? That's going into idolatry, man. All those things are going into idolatry. That's why the Most High God has to destroy this place, because this place is what? Full of idols. You literally have a show called what? American Idol. And people never even pay attention to the name. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. That's right. Correlated with the Bible, man. That's idolatry, man.
I think they wanted to idolize what's his name?
What was that?
Lawrence Fishburne. That's what that Dwayne Wade stuff. Dwayne Fishburne, man.
Man, that thing, they did a terrible job, man. Whoever did that
That's
thing.
what they wanted to idolize.
Good form.
That's right. That'll teach you.
Because y'all, man, let me tell you. So if the statue is 90 feet, how much is a cubic, brothers?
Just 6 feet.
So how much is a cubic? It's 90 cubics. Dang, y'all brothers can't do no damn math. Y'all can't know no precepts. God
I'm
dang.
gonna tell y'all, a lot of times the equations are in the back of y'all Bible sometimes. I'm gonna tell y'all, some of them Bibles that y'all have, man, y'all don't know how laced up those things are. So it kind of gives you the measurements of certain metrics, like a hen, a gallon back at that time, a talent, cubit. It's basically like a cubit was measured from your fingertips to your elbow, which is approximately like 18 inches. So a lot of that in our book, especially in this Bible, I ain't gonna lie, this is a good Bible that I have picked up. They got a lot of the metrics and measurements in the back of this Bible. You know, keep reading up.
Verse 2. Then Nebuchadnezzar, the king, sent to gather together the princes, the governors, and the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces to come to dedication.
Read it
to
again.
the dedication.
Come to the dedication. Read it again.
To come to the dedication of the image of Nebuchadnezzar, the king has set up.
So a lot of times you thinking that, guess what, you just there in the flesh, but this is a spiritual battle on the left-hand side. This is the thing, guess what, he's trying to literally get people to dedicate and to worship him. Think about it, man. Our dedication is to who? To the Most High. Esau, guess what, trying to get our people to be what? Dedicated to them. And they doing a damn good job of that thing too. To where when we tell our people that they Israelites, no, they dedicate themselves to being Americans. And that's nowhere in the scriptures. That's why we get prepared for the dedication. Even right now, man, because guess what? We're dedicating our lives to the Most High, man. We're not setting up no idols. We're not worshiping no idols. We're not worshiping things, but only of the Most High God. Give me the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse. Now I want Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 5 and verse 7. We dedicate our lives to the Most High, and that's how every brother and sister spirit should be, man. We're not pledging allegiance to America. We pledge allegiance to the Most High.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 5 and verse 7. Thou shalt have none other gods before me.
Read it again now.
Thou shalt have none other gods before me.
This is one of the first and heaviest laws that the Most High God has given us. Read it again from the top. Huh?
Thou shalt have none other gods before me.
Thou
shalt not make thee any graven image.
Any what?
Any graven image.
Read on.
Or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath.
Read on.
Or that is in the waters beneath the earth.
So the Most High God is literally telling us to not set up any of these images. Read on. Not this point.
Thou shalt not bow down thyself unto them, nor serve them.
Because we have many of our people that do that in Catholicism, where they're going to bow down to the Virgin Mary Christ. We have many of our people that are in Islam that go and take a Hajj in Mecca every year to bow down to a damn rock that cannot speak nor talk, man. This is utter madness. Read on now.
For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God.
I mean, what?
Am a jealous God.
The Most High God, that thing when we're doing that, and we take it even further. Because a lot of times, what is the number one things people idol today? Money. That is the number one thing that people idol. Second is going into their job because that's how they get that money from their job.
I don't know. Esau might be in a strong second. Before they get a job, they
Yo, strong second for damn sure.
second money no more. Esau was right there. They idolize it.
They probably like money like 1A and Esau 1B. Because that, like Ak was bringing up, which is a great point, that's where they get their money from. So they gonna idol him and look to him as a god.
And you know that they look to them as God. You got to think about how they do even on their holidays, their holidays, right? What did you think they set up for?
That's right.
Because the holidays, guess what? Man, you ain't giving them kids nothing for Christmas. Hell no, I'm gonna give them nothing for Christmas, right? Because they mindset is that they don't think that they doing wrong. Guess what? Because mama taught them this, right? But mama loved Esau just as much as, guess what? The children love Esau, man. Right? Go ahead,
Think about our sisters, man. They out here every golden blonde hair, right? Got straight,
That's right.
right? Want it straight laid down. The Lord give you the curly hair, the best hair you want it straight. Give you the dark hair, you want it gold, you want it blonde. Yeah, we definitely idolize Esau. Man. He had a strong beat for real.
And when it said the Lord is a jealous God, right? What you think? Do you think the Lord? Well, when in jealousy, what comes with jealousy, brothers?
Emotion.
No, not even just emotion. What comes with jealousy? Hate, right? Hate comes with jealousy, right? So the Lord said that He said He's a jealous God, right? Finish it out, because it says at the end. Read it.
For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
You see that? So making an idol is what? It means that you hate the Lord. Right? So that's why the Lord said, I'm jealous over there, because guess what? You showing the Lord that you hate him, guess what? He's going to show you that he hates you back. Right? That's why he said he'll visit the third and fourth generation, meaning guess what? It ain't going to trickle down just to you. It's going to trickle down to 3 and 4 generations after you. Right? Because he told us not to do that. But guess what happened? Brothers and sisters, guess what? He still goes into the idols, right? Right? Go ahead.
Let's go to the book of Numbers, chapter 7. Because even like what we was talking about, we should be constantly doing what? Dedicating our to the Most High. Numbers chapter 7 and start at verse 10.
It's the book of Numbers, chapter 7, verse 10. And the princes offered for dedicating of the altar in the day that it was anointed.
Start over from the top. Still here, brothers and sisters. Click the page. Read book, chapter, and verse up.
It's the book of Numbers, chapter 7 and verse 10. And the princes offered for dedicating of the altar in the day that it was anointed. Even the princes offered their offering before the altar. And the Lord said unto Moses, they shall offer their offering, each prince on his day, for the dedicating of the altar.
Now we know in the New Testament, or guess what? In today's time, that guess what? What is that temple? Who is the temple? We are the temple. Remember to do what? To offer spiritual to the Most High and not to the system of Babylon, man. Brothers got to be in the spirit with these things in these last days, because guess what? This nation, Babylon the Great, full of confusion, can easily pull brothers and sisters out of the truth, man. They put spirits on you that were even possible. Dealing with your children, brothers and sisters might be what? Impatient doing that. dealing with your wives, you know, and they trying to get you drugged up. Hey, just take a pill. No, take the Most High God's laws, statutes, and commandments, man. This is the medicine that brothers and sisters need to overcome the spirits that they deal with, man. Let's go back to the book of chapter 3. You get there, read that out.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 3, verse 3, from the top. Then the princes, the governors, and captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces were gathered together until the dedication of the image that Nebuchadnezzar, the king, had set up.
So even now, I want brothers and sisters to really kind of think. We know something is coming up. What would this correlate to in today's time? What you got, sis?
Presidential inauguration.
That's right, sis. You're in the spirit, sis. I want brothers to be on page thinking about the spirit, man. Because that is the same thing. The president. Because guess what? Everybody's gonna be there. He's gonna get the best singers. No, it's probably somebody Judah or Israel that's gonna coon out. Because guess what? He's throwing all different types of money at him, man. And guess what? Those things are gonna happen to us as well, man. Don't think that they don't understand our weaknesses in this truth. One of our weaknesses in this truth is what? No unity amongst each other and us being poor. So they're gonna do what? Constantly try to throw out money to do what? To get us to betray one another. These are signs, these are spirits that brothers got to be on the lookout in these last days and take these things serious. So this is be the equivalent of the presidential inauguration day. Because everybody's gonna be there, man. Everybody's gonna be there paying homage to Uncle Luther. Read on up.
And they stood before the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up.
So that image is literally gonna be him on that stage at that time. Read on up.
Then an herald cried aloud.
Then in herald, what is a herald? Messenger or a servant by a particular ruler. Read on up.
You, it is commanded, O people, nations, and languages.
Because at this time he had most of the world under his dominion. Read on up.
That at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut. You said bass?
Yes, psaltery.
Psaltery.
Dulcimer.
And all kinds of music.
And all kinds of what?
And all kinds of music.
Verse, read that part again. I want brothers to be in the spirit because y'all should know where we're going. What happens in a presidential inauguration. Read verse 5 again. I got to know that y'all with us in this thing in the spirit. Read it again.
Verse 5 from the top. That at what time you hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and
Dulcimer.
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 And all kinds of music. Ye fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar, the king, has set up.
Now, what would this be in the inauguration?
That music that they be playing.
What is the music? Say it again, the national anthem. So we see why Colin Kaepernick had a hard damn time because he wasn't standing for that thing. You read certain stanza of the national anthem, it talks about us being in slavery, man. A lot of our people know that, man. We don't research nothing. The best technology, got the best phones, the most expensive phones. You won't even doing the same thing today. This is why this is called Babylon the Great. Because America literally took and stolen from every nation before itself. That's why this literally is the worst captivity. It's so worse because our people don't even know that we in captivity. Boy, that is a mind trick for you. That is sorcery for you, man. That's the epitome of sorcery. To have a people in captivity and not have them think that they really in captivity.
That makes so much sense of the Lord giving us or sending us grace.
That's right.
Because in all of our other captivities we knew who we were. We fought to try to keep the commandments. Even Paul, even all of our forefathers, man, they fought to keep the commandments. But in this captivity, we have to have grace, man, because we have no idea identity of who we really are, man. That's why grace is so important to us. Go ahead.
And you think about it, this says that they fell down. What would be a way of a person falling down? Huh? Kneeling. What else? Bow. What else? What else? Putting their hand over their heart. Right?
That's right.
All of these things is gold. These things, man. Right? I'm gonna tell you another form. Just like blowing out a candle on a birthday. Right? If you read any kind of, if you read the book of like what you call it, read an atheist book, right? The number one holiday is a what in the atheist book? It's birthday. And what do you do to the birthday cake? You blow the candle. That's man. That's what I'm talking about. That's witchcraft 101. Make a wish. Show me a scripture where the Lord said, make a damn wish.
Like he a genie.
For real, man. Like these things, like you say, man. I'm talking about sorcery and man, talking about witchcraft at its damn finest, man. You can buy a turkey all year long. All damn year long. But guess what? Thanksgiving and Christmas, boy, every time it'd be so many turkeys, be like, well, how the hell y'all get this many damn turkeys? And what the hell they coming back from 1920 or something?
Yes.
Right?
I'll say no, yeah. Nah, he said no.
For real.
That ain't what they doing out. Yeah. Indie faith.
And guess what? And how the Lord worked. If anybody know anything about the insurance policies and different stuff like that, this time of year is more insurance policy goes on than any other time of the year. Why? Because they go in there and they try to cook them turkeys and the Lord burn their damn house down. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Let's go to the book of Psalms, because a lot of times this is what our people do. Our people pledge their right hand to Esau. The Most High God had King David bring this thing out in the spirit, man. A lot of times when brothers read the book of Psalms, I ain't gonna lie, boy, most of the time that's King David shooting shots and slugs at Esau, man. You keep hearing the wicked say that, and that's David shooting shots and slugs at Esau, man. The book of Psalms, chapter 109, start at verse 5. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 109, and verse 5. And they have rewarded me evil for good, and hatred for my love. Start at verse 1. Kind of get a little bit more context. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 109, verse 1. Hold not thy peace. So this is King David telling and praying to the Most High God as a song to what? Not hold his peace. And this is something that brothers and sisters got to be constantly praying for in these last days. Read on out. O God of my praise. For the mouth of the wicked and the mouth of the deceitful are open against me. So they constantly do what? Open their mouth against us. Read on out. They have spoken against me with a lying tongue. And this is what they do, man. And rewarded. I mean, we love, man, our people love their damn dirty draws, man. And Esau hate our people guts, man. The more our people love them, the more they hate us, man. We don't set down a wicked man over him. So the Most High God saying, since you want to do that, I'm going to set a wicked man over you. Read on out. And let Satan stand at his right hand. Read that again out. And let Satan stand at his right hand. So when our people are pledging allegiance to Esau, we really pledging allegiance to who? To Satan. A lot of times what our people doing, they put that right hand over their heart, man. Go ahead, huh?
And you see how that's so, man, I'm talking about the Lord so have the scripture so crafty to a person that's unlearned. They'll read this and not, I'm talking about to none effect.
That's right.
Right? And it says, if Satan so like if the just like the Most High with your house shot, meaning what? The wicked man is getting controlled by who? By Satan. I mean, Satan is gonna be doing all the work, right? And that wicked man just gonna be standing to the side, and he's just gonna be letting all the work get done. So that means he's gonna fulfill. Satan gonna make sure all the desires of his heart gonna be fulfilled. They're gonna be fulfilled. So that means when his thoughts is wicked, guess what? Satan gonna fulfill all the wicked thoughts or all the wicked action, right? Man, I'm talking about put that right hand over the heart. This is a real thing, man. Go ahead, huh?
What is that? You basically you giving an oath.
That's
You are basically giving an oath saying, divided we found one nation. Right? Listen to what you're saying. You're giving an oath. Go to James chapter 5 right quick, man. And verse 12. That's what our people are doing. They're basically giving an oath to another nation of people, to another God, whoever their God is, Esau. Right? So it's definitely not to do that, man. James 5 and 12.
This is the book of James, chapter 5, verse 12.
Bring it out.
But above all things, my brother,
My brethren. You know, this is talking about Israel, us. I'm not worried about what they doing, but as for us, read.
swear not, neither by heaven, neither by the earth, neither by any other oath.
Neither by any other oath, man, right? We're not to swear by heaven, earth, or any other oath, man. That's what we're doing. Every time we taking that, putting our hand, I'm talking about, man, I want to fight you. Right? Me playing sports growing up, man, you didn't want to do that. Well, they say, man, you better put your hand on you. I'm talking about people hear the national anthem and the finger band, they get crunk. Let's go play some football. Let's go. I'm talking about they ready to go. Banging helmets. See tears crawling from people's eyes. Like, I'm ready, man. I'm telling you, I ain't never been ready in my life. I'm ready right now, man. You ready? I'm talking about, man, it's crazy. They're swearing by other oaths, man. Right, read on.
But let your yea be yea,
And
your nay, nay.
That's right. Either you go swear by the oaths of the Lord to do his will, or you go keep on playing games and want to swear. Hey, you out here in the world sinning, you might as well go and swear by the oath. You might as well go and do some national anthem and some stuff like that. Right?
Lest ye fall into condemnation.
Or you'll fall into condemnation. So the Lord shows us that we shouldn't be doing or indulging in these things, man. Right? Go ahead, Al.
Let's go back to the book of Daniel. That's a great
precept. Let's go back to chapter 3 and verse 6.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 3 and verse 6. And whoso falleth not down in worship shall the same hour be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace.
So, like we say, you want to put the pieces of the puzzle together and make this thing correlate into today's time. So think about what Colin Kaepernick did. You know, think about what our other brothers did during the time of the Olympics as well, when they put the fist up.
What's his name, what?
Colin Kaepernick. Whatever. Colin Kaepernick.
That one called him Kaepernick.
I was going to call him Copernic.
I let him make it first. I heard him say
You gotta let him make it because of
Kaepernick.
you gotta think when he first started the class, he said this extra some word. I said, dang, that's pretty good. So you gotta let him make it, man.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, Colin Kaepernick. Hey, you know what it is, man.
Hey, yeah, they got on Kaepernick, man.
What they got on?
See what they did to him. For real. Go ahead.
No, yeah, all right, sure. Because you know we're going to have some fun at these names. Sisters. Messing with our pronunciation. We don't give a damn about none of these names. Because they ain't our names.
Right.
Read verse 6 again. Go ahead.
What was that word? Expedition? What did he say? Expeditiously.
Expeditiously.
I said, dang, that was pretty good right there.
Read verse 6 again.
Verse 6 from the top. And whoso falleth not down in worship shall the same hour be cast in the midst of a burning fiery furnace.
So when we see Colin Kaepernick didn't fall down and worship the national anthem, twin still laughing, guess what? They put him in the fiery furnace, man. Kicked him out of the NFL, tried to take his money, tried to do all sorts of things, tried to defame his character. But I thought that this was the land of the free. This show you that America, the land of the free, ain't so free. If you don't play by their standards, they do what? Ostracize you, man. They put you on the back burner. They blackball you, man. See, that doesn't happen to many, many people that's not even in the truth, but just don't win against the status quo. So what you think is going to happen to us, brothers and sisters, man? It's going to be on the level of times 10. Because guess what? They may try to reach out to your boss. That's why it's so pivotal that we have to be knit together as one man. Just in case we fall on hard times, you got brothers and sisters that'll have you back till you get back on your feet, man. That's what these things are for. Go ahead, huh?
Real quick, and this is how you know that the Lord was in control of every captivity. Because they did the same exact thing, captivity in, captivity out. You see, this is what captivity Daniel in. They are basically saying that if they don't keep what they want him to do, what? They're gonna kill him, they're gonna die. The same thing in our Greek captivity, man. First Maccabees, right? 1 and 41 on down. And of those that didn't keep these things, they're gonna die, man. This is the same, this is how you know the Lord is in control of the thing, because they steady trying to pull off the same thing, man. This is the Lord in control. It's either you go stay grounded with the Lord's word, or you go fall into what? Decay by just laying down, right? Just letting these, oh man, they ain't finna hurt my family. They ain't finna, I got children. They got to eat, right? But you got to be like the one with the 7 children, man, right? That's right. That's what this is about. The Lord is trying to show you this faith that we got to have, but it's the same thing. Each captivity in and out, man. They're trying to do. Go ahead.
Go to Exodus chapter 32. Because this is the reason why Esau know how to get us, right? This is one of the tactics that they know. Because our people is just like the Athenians. They want to see or they want to hear some new thing, right? Go to Exodus chapter 32. Start at verse 17 real quick, God.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 32, verse 17. And when Joshua heard the noise of the people, as they shouted,
read.
He said unto Moses,
What did he say?
There is a noise of war in the camp.
So guess what? He said he called this a noise of war. But at the time, what actually happened? Was it war or what? They had just built a golden calf. Right? Read.
And he said, It is not the voice of them that shout for mastery.
So Moses said, no, that's not the voice of them shouting for mastery, for war. Read.
Neither is it the voice of them that cry for being overcome.
So they not crying and say, oh, this is another nation coming in to kill us. But read.
But the noise of them that sing, do I hear it?
They heard the noise. Moses said, this is a noise of singing. They mean they rejoicing over this thing. Right? Read.
And it came to pass, as soon as he came nigh unto the camp.
So as soon as Moses walked up on the camp, read.
Then he saw the calf and the dancing, and Moses' anger waxed hot.
So guess what? This is what we see. So when we see these things on Capt, see these things, we like, look at these wicked. I'm talking about, look at these wicked MFs, man. Right? They standing up, they doing every damn thing. That's how Moses felt. This is how we feel in the truth. Right? But they say that we are the hate group because we hate that they do the thing. Moses hated it too. Guess what? The Most High God hated it too. But our people choose to stay, because when Moses seen that golden calf, guess what? Then you see throughout our captivity, we wanted an image of something. That's why our people see the golden calf since the time of Egypt. We seen an image, and we wanted to worship an image. Why you think the nations keep giving us an image to worship? Because they knew that we liked that thing, man. Right? Well, read on.
And he cast the tables out of his hands and break them beneath the mountain.
So guess what? Moses went down there and hey, what did it seem like? What did it sound like? Yahushua going to break the table because they was on the same frequency or the same level, right? Because that's the things that wasn't pleasing to the Most High, right? Go ahead.
Let's go back to the book of Daniel, chapter 3, and verse 7. So we see if they didn't worship this idol, stand up to pay homage to the king, that was thrown in a fiery furnace. And remember, Benaniyah, Mishael, Azariah, these are what's symbolic for the nation of Israel. For what we gonna go through now and at the heat of Jacob's trouble.
Read this out, verse 7. It's the book of Daniel, chapter 3, and verse 7. Therefore, at that time, when all the people heard the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and all kinds of music, all the people, the nations, and the languages fell down and worshiped the golden image.
Because it's the same thing. You're gonna have many nations there worshiping Trump. at that day. Read on up.
that Nebuchadnezzar, the king, had set up. Wherefore, at that time, certain Chaldeans came near and accused the Jews.
And you always gonna have them to do what? To accuse the Jews, to put public opinion out there, or popular persuasion, like it says in the book of Second Ezra, to do what? To frame mischief against us. Oh, they're a terrorist group. Don't be surprised if they make laws eventually stopping us from going out there to the streets. You know, think about these things, man. Things are gonna get tough on brothers and sisters, man. It's gonna get real tough. But the Most High God tell us to do what? Hold our faith, and we'll be all right, man. That's the faith that we got to have in that particular adversity, in that particular affliction. Read on up.
Verse 9. They spake and said to the king Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever. Thou, O king, hast made a decree that every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, shall fall down and worship the golden image.
Read on.
And whoso falleth not down and worship, that he shall be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace.
Because even on a deeper spiritual level, that's Esau getting us to play to his tune. We constantly play to the tune of Esau's beat, man. That's what it goes into in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28. You know, it touches on it on manifold levels, man. And we constantly play to their tunes, man. Anything that they bring up, man, we just run with it without checking those things, without researching those things. We just take it as if these people hadn't lied to us for over 400 years. That's crazy, man. That's how brainwashed and up under sorcery and bewitched we are as a nation of people, man. That's how we are, man. Let's get that in the book of Ezekiel. Thought about it, man. Ezekiel chapter 28.
That's just like that COVID, man. I know a lot of people lost their life to that, man, but they gotta understand that was planned, man. They tell, oh, put your mask on. Your body ain't even set up like that, man. Your body is set up to take in things, to what push it out, right? So when you're not taking anything of the world,
Oh, yeah, we can't say pestilence.
My bad, I did say that word. Man. My bad. It's like, go ahead.
Let's go to the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28, and start at verse 12.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28, and verse 12. Son of man, take up a lamentation upon the king of Tyrus.
The king of Tyrus on a deeper level is going into who, brothers? Satan. Thanks, I'll read on.
And say unto him, thus said the Lord God.
Make sure y'all write that as a footnote, man, because all you brothers should have been saying that if you got it written down in your Bible. Read on.
Thou settest up the sun full of wisdom and perfect in beauty.
And he was perfect in his beauty. Because guess what? Satan understands the scriptures as well, man. Read on, huh?
Thou hast been in Eden, the garden of God. Every precious stone was thy covering. The sardust, dusties, topaz, and the diamond.
The topaz.
Oh,
and
the
diamond.
topaz, and the diamond, the beryl, and the onyx, and the jasper, and the sapphire, and the emerald, and the carbuncle.
Remember, these are all different types of what, brothers? Stones and jewels. Read on up.
And gold, and the workmanship of thy tablets, and of thy pipes.
And of thy what?
And of thy pipes.
Meaning what? Satan was always given a song to make people play a tune to. He plays the tune to the beat that you want to hear. If that sound right to brothers. Meaning what? Satan always got your number. He knows what he can do to tempt you. He know the things that you struggle with. Guess what? Esau know these same things. He know what to keep us in sin. Put what? Wicked grocery stores and corner stores that sells us that garbage food, pork everywhere, pork in everything. They know they play to the tune of our sin, man. And guess what? They expound upon those things. Putting what? Liquor stores on every corner to make sure they constantly keep us what? Drunk and inebriated, not in our right mind. Drug houses everywhere. As a nation of people, they know the things that we struggle with, man. And they know what to put out there. churches. That's another good point. You know, they know the things that keep us destroyed and divided as a nation of people. So Satan knows the song that he has to play to, guess what? Get you to rock to his tune, man. This is what this is saying. Let's go back to the book of Daniel. Did we read all that? Read on.
And thy pipes was prepared in thee in the day that thou was created.
So Satan knows those things. Let's go back.
From the beginning of time.
That's right. And if Esau is worshiping Satan, Satan is giving Esau that knowledge. That's where he understands these things from, on how to keep us destroyed as a nation of people. It goes back to what Judah chapter 5, verse 20. They don't research the history. That's one thing Esau gonna do. They're gonna do a diligent search. They're not like us. We don't give a damn what happened in the past. Well, brother, if you don't understand the past, you're doomed to repeat it, brother. Meaning in captivity. So we have to understand what kept us in captivity this whole damn time. Now we know, so now we're trying to reverse the curse, man. Let's go back to the book of Daniel, chapter 3.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 3, and verse 12. There are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the provinces of Babylon.
So he has certain Jews in higher positions. And we understand that, guess what? Us as a nation of people, we got skills, man. We say we the coldest people on the planet. Put a couple of Jews up in that thing, have running a whole damn company, turning over 100% profit in that thing. And you will never know they're in the back burner, man. You will never know. Prime example, we always bring it up with the sisters giving them the mathematics to do space travel. You know, it's many other things. The Babylon of Timbuktu. Yeah, they got all that. That's a good point. We need to get that too. Let's see even with the situation, I know we try to bring these things up because we need these things to be recognized. Henrietta Flax. Anybody understand that story? Thanks, Al. Y'all know the page. Get to the page. They help Capt out. Y'all should have that thing highlighted. You know the page 82? Thanks, Al. So even with Henrietta Flax, this sister had cancer curing genes. And Esau basically did an experiment on her and didn't tell her. And basically used her genes to cure cancer. And their family never knew about those things. They basically dissected that sister, man. That's a true story, man. That's just one of the many accounts on how our people boosted this society and this global economy, man. That's why they can never pay us reparations, man. The whole planet will have to pay us reparations, man. It wouldn't just stop in America. That's why they'll never bring that up for a vote. Then they did bring it up for a vote. Then you have cool Negroes vote against it. Niggas, boy, I'm gonna tell you, boy. Brothers and sisters is hell, man. Page yeah, 82. Like 82, 95.
It shows all the jobs they had. But that's some good history, brothers and sisters should understand, man. Y'all should have it. Especially Brother Benaniyah should have it more. In fact, I keep my own book because I left mine at the house.
This is the book from Babylon of Timbuktu, page 90. And it reads, the black Jews had an advantage over the African tribes. They carried their culture, history, laws, and written records with them. This assured them a constant precedent for a development of a higher social organization. Meaning what we carried our records with them, so we will always remember who you are. That's why Esau, guess what? Your heritage, your constitution is tied so much into your way of life. That's why Esau to not teach us who we are. It says, because of the stability of the black Jewish culture, the Jews were not absorbed into the autochthonous population. The word autochthonous means the original population. Meaning since we carried our heritage with them, we knew that we was different people because they kept us on track by keeping our laws and our heritage.
Meaning what, brothers? Meaning we knew we were above them.
That's right.
Right? Go ahead.
It says the Jews made use of every opportunity. It says they were an industrial and skillful people. In the Jewish Ghanaian states were found kings, princes, governors, generals, secretaries, treasurers, revenue agents, judges, architects, engineers, doctors, historians, language interpreters, mathematicians, jewelers, sculptors, masons, carpenters, painters of art, goldsmiths, leather workers, potters, armorers, saddlers, blacksmiths, agriculturists, and etc. So we have always had skills as a nation of people, always, man. And guess what? We still do. But a lot of times, this is where the sorcery comes in. Esau uses that our people to do what? Go against them, go against us, and to better them. That's what they do to us as a nation of people. They take the smartest and the brightest amongst us and say, hey, you're not like those black people, you're like us. And our people, guess what? They run with that concept, man. They run with it, man. Read it again, huh?
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 3, and verse 12. There are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods.
And remember, it's the same tactics too. What did they do to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? They did that, but to that point, what were their names? They changed their names, which is going into what? Say it again. What? Which one?
Isaiah 65.
Which of the curse? That's a good one. But when we say curses, we want a scripture from what? From the curses from Deuteronomy. So this is where brothers have to be able to put those precepts there. Deuteronomy chapter what? 28 and 37. Let's get there right quick. So we see this constantly throughout our history. This is how you learn to properly precept your Bible, because remember, the Bible is repetitive. Commandments, brothers should be thinking about the blessings that the Most High God blessed us with. But we know majority of the time we broke the commandments. So brothers should be in tune with what? With the curses, and being able to line them up whenever you see a curse being played out.
That's right.
Read this.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment.
Hey, what?
An astonishment.
And that's what we are today. We're an astonishment to the other nations. How do these black niggas and these Mexicans don't know that they the Israelites? How they don't know that, man? They laugh at that thing, man. They make mockery of us. They laugh behind our backs, man. Look at this coon nigga. This nigga think just because he cooning to me that I'm gonna like his black behind. Black ashy behind. Ashy Larry behind. I don't like him, man. He can smile all he wants to in my face. Read that again.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proud and a byword.
And a byword, meaning called outside your God-given name. Read on.
Among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee.
Let's go back to the book of Daniel, chapter 1. Let's go back to Daniel, but let's go to the book of Daniel, chapter 1 and verse 4.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 1, verse 4. Children in whom was not blemish, was no blemish, but well favored.
Read on.
And skillful in all wisdom, and cunning in knowledge, and understanding science.
So science is in the Bible. Science is just what? The knowledge of. So our people have always had knowledge of different things. So we got what? Solomon chapter 7. Read on.
And such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace.
So they were so skillful that they could stand. Their skills, man. Read on out.
In whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans.
In whom they might teach the language of the Chaldeans. So our people have always had skills. Jump down to verse 7.
Verse 7. But Daniel proposed
Verse 7.
Verse 7. Unto whom the prince of the eunuchs gave names. For he gave unto Daniel the name of Belteshazzar.
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 Just use the abbreviations. So each one like Belteshazzar. Yeah.
Belteshazzar. And to Hananiah of Shadrach, and to Mishael, of Meshach, answer Azariah of Abednego.
So we see that they did what? They changed our names. Just let you know that the curses are reoccurring. Even in today's time, what do? They changed our names. We no longer call ourselves by our Hebrew names. They took that away. Now it's Toby. You know, so we all know the effects of those things, man. Even with Northern tribe, man, they did the same thing. When the Spanish conquistadors came over, and that's why you have Gonzalez, Rodriguez, you know, these different type of names, man. They didn't have these names before. Let's go back. Daniel chapter 3 and verse, start at verse 12 again.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 3 and verse 12.
Uh-huh.
There are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up.
So you had this person within that government come and basically snitching on the children of Israel, saying that they're not worshiping and bowing down unto you, Nebuchadnezzar. Read on out. Because we'll have that even in today's time. Negroes that go against their own people, Negroes that hate their own people, or just the other nations in general. Be smart at the job. Sisters, be smart at the job. Don't go and be passing out flyers at the job saying Esau is the white man and the devil. You won't have a job. You might as well call unemployment on the way home. Don't be ignorant in that matter. We have to use wisdom. Go ahead, huh?
And hope you get it, though. You gotta call him, hope you get it. Yeah, that's so. Boss, he ain't working.
For real.
For real, everybody. Yeah, that's so good to you.
And don't think they won't tell on you. They will tell on you. They will say, hey, if the person you talk to, they might not be telling on you. It might be somebody all the way across the room. Look at this nigga. He think he holy. Let him come in the break room saying it again to somebody. Hey, man, it's a dude downstairs, man. He gonna tell on your ass.
I'm like, you don't like so-called white people, and we don't like their holidays, and we finna get out for Christmas, and he ain't putting no tree up, and yeah, they just don't say anything, bro.
Hopping Bob. It was some kind of Hopping Bob or Hawaii Hopping Bob. I ain't nice like boss. Right? He tell you cross that gun line. He said, I ain't nice like boss, man. He ready to kill one of you niggas, man.
Go ahead.
Keep reading out.
Verse 13. Then Nebuchadnezzar, in his rage and fury, commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king.
It says, then Nebuchadnezzar in his rage. Hey, similar to, understand, because the topic has done came up. Remember, but they use coded messages. But I'm going to tell you, that's why the Most High God has certain things set up, even with the freedom of speech. So we already know that this is a hypocritical nation. We know that this is a hypocritical nation. Prime example, even in the prisons, you can't even have a felony against you to even be a president. So now they're trying to switch and maneuver through the Justice Department to get that expunged off his record. Well, what about my damn tickets last week? Get that expunged off my damn record. Like, this stuff is madness, man. I'm talking about it literally will piss you off. So now the aim is to come at free speech, man. Whether brothers and sisters believe it or not, that is the next thing to come at free speech. Hence, trying to take us off the block. So they gonna frame laws by mischief to do what? To get us to stop doing the work of the Most High. This is their MO every single time. Read on up.
Verse 14. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, do not ye serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up?
So he's asking them, is it true? So this is a question that guess what may be posed to brother. You know, when we tried for 10 days in the book of Revelation, let's get that, man. These are questions that might be posed to us. What is it? Yeah. Read that out. Revelation chapter 2 and verse 10. Let me see what brothers paying attention first. What church is this? By a show of hands. Brother Ezekiel. I had to beat Brother Fred to the punch. Look at that, he raised his hand. All praises. Look at him. Yeah, using the spirit that time. Smyrna. This is located where, Ezekiel? Where's it located today? Age of Minor, which is what today? I'm still gonna ask. That's right, modern day Turkey, like on that coast of Turkey. So, brothers and sisters, remember, we want to cover all things: geopolitics, geography. We're gonna go through these things, laws, statutes, and commandments, man, because that's what the Bible encompasses, man. It goes through all those things. Read verse 10 up.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2, and verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison.
Into what?
Into prison.
Read on up.
That ye may be tried.
That we may be what?
That ye may be tried.
That we may be tried with questions. Are you going to denounce Bahashim Yahweh Shah? Hey, eat this pork and denounce your God. Hey, you may have your wife, you may have children's torture, you may have your brother next to you tortured. Denounce this God. This is what brothers have to hold on to. This is what sisters have to hold on to. Because even in that state, like you say, sisters may think, hey, you know, back them eyes with them eyelashes. Esau ain't gonna be trying to hear none of that. Sisters, hey, spirit gonna have to be just as strong as brothers in that day of temptation, man. And understand they may can kill this body, but they can't kill what? The spirit, man. Most High God gonna raise us up, man. That's what brothers have to be in the spirit. Sisters gonna have to be in the spirit, because you may see your baby, that's my baby. Most High God gonna give you 1,000 more babies. Hold your faith, sis. Hold that thing, man. Go ahead, up.
Man, who is the master learner for the people? For the nation of Israel? Who's the master learner? Christ. So what better example to get, right?
That's right.
Let's go to John chapter 18, man. What better example to get? Because they're going to ask us all kind of questions. And just like I just read in Revelation, man, Revelation chapter 2, like, you got to think. Someone's going to go to jail. Someone's going to get put to death. You got to hold their faith, man. John chapter 18, start at verse 33. It was them bringing Christ before Pilate, right? Read this.
It's the book of John, chapter 18, verse 33.
Yes.
Then Pilate entered into the judgment hall again.
So they entered into the judgment hall for Christ, right? Read.
And called Yahushua and said unto him,
What he say?
Art thou the king of the Jews?
So he asked him, he asked Christ, he said, are you the king of the Jews, right? Read.
Yahushua answered him, Sayest thou this thing of thyself?
He said, you says this thing of thyself, read.
Or did others tell it thee of me?
So he asked you, said, are you asking me this question, or did somebody tell you this? Think about how Christ's talking with him, man. Right? Read.
Pilate answered, Am I a Jew?
So he actually, he Pilate being sarcastic. He said, so you think I'm a Jew? Right? Read.
With thee unto me, what hast thou done?
So he said, look, I asked you what you need. He basically asked, I said, you know, your own nation is delivering you. Saying, and so they the one that got the problem with you. I ain't even saying it to you. I don't even know you like this. This is basically like nigga, I don't even know you, right? He said, but your own nation, meaning what? Our own people gonna be doing what to us in the last days? Think about it, brothers and sisters. They's gonna be, they like, there they go right there, y'all. There they go right there. He got the fringes on. There they go right there. They want to point us out. If they did it to our own king, our own nations and our supposed to be so-called own leaders, they the one that's going to be pointed out, meaning what? These Christian churches, these Christian pastors, all these so-called Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton, these are the people, guess what? TD Snakes, these are the people going to be pointing us out. There they go right there, y'all. Right? They the one that's going against the doctrine that y'all gave us, master. Right? Read.
Verse 36, Yahushua answered,
What he say?
My kingdom is not of this world.
Read on.
If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight
Right, read.
that I should not be delivered to the Jews,
Read.
but now is my kingdom, not from hence.
So guess what? This is how we got to be thinking. Our kingdom ain't in this world. This time right here, we can't be thinking that we're going to win. This is not our kingdom. Our kingdom is not in this world. This is how our frame of mind has to be thinking. Because if we don't think like this, guess what will happen? We'll be like, well, shoot, mate. You know, now we like Peter, deny him thrice. But the Lord said this spirit's going to be on him. And this spirit going to be on a lot of our brothers and sisters. Don't think that it's not. Because if he gave Peter the keys to the kingdom, right? What do you think he going to do for a common man or a common woman? He's strong in his last day. You got to be able to show forth that faith, man. Right? Go ahead, huh?
Let's go back to Revelation 2 verse 10 and read it out.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer.
Read it again,
Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer.
brothers all together. Read it again.
Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer.
It says, fear none of those things which thy body shall suffer, man. Read on out.
Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison.
The devil in this aspect, who was the devil at this time? Roman. That's what I want. It's Esau, you're right, but in this time, the Romans. And this time is who? The Americans, the EU. Yeah, they can be, but in the specific context of the devil. Because they're the ones that got the power to lock us up. That's right. You understand that, Abraham? Yeah. I heard all. Attention, because sometimes y'all give us talking points that we expound upon. Read on out.
That ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death.
Read on out.
And I will give thee a crown of life.
And this is the reward. If we be faithful unto death, the Most High God is basically saying that, guess what? He's going to give us that crown, man. You have sealed your way into the kingdom. That thing is heavy, man. That's heavy to think about. You know why that thing is so heavy? Who got thought in that? Why that is so heavy? Because it's almost like you want to go through that. I know it's kind of hard to say, but you know, if you go through that thing, then guess what? You know what the reward is. Right. That's some heavy stuff. You know you're going through those trials, so you know the torture tactics. Brothers and sisters know these, cutting off the hands, the members. Y'all know. Just think of anything. Esau can, he'll do it. So that's some heavy stuff, man, that brothers meditate on.
Because you gotta think, like Uncle said, they was what in the kingdom? They was what in Daniel chapter 3, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they was what? They was eunuchs. So like I said, they could be cut off all. Man, imagine if they come and made us some eunuchs. Well, we be ready to kill everybody, man. Right? And then guess what? You see they wives, the wives. They don't want to take that either, right? Imagine if we made eunuchs. Man, these brothers was, well, look, right?
In the spirit, man, that's some strong stuff, man. We gotta constantly read those things, man. We have to constantly read it, man, because we don't know brothers be able to hold fast that thing with sisters. You know, one of the main things with sisters, with their babies, man. You know, that's a hard thing to see. You know, but we bring it out in the scriptures to prepare brothers and sisters for that, man. Read verse 14. Go back to Daniel chapter 3. You got some good, huh? Start at verse 14 again.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 3, verse 14. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Do not ye serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up?
Read on now.
Now if ye be ready, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image which I have made. Well, but if you worship not.
But if you worship not, remember this is him giving an ultimatum on the left-hand side. Remember, the Most High God has ultimatums on the right-hand side. It's the same thing. Guess what? If you keep the commandments, you get all I say. But if you don't, then what? You'll get the judgment. This is how the Most High God works. It's always what? Evil is good and bad. Read on out.
But if you worship not, ye shall be cast the same hour into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands?
And who is this God that shall deliver you out of his hands? It's something that they gonna be asked. Pull it up.
We're at verse 14.
Talking about big trash.
We're at 15, right? How many times have you seen the bishop talk about the music, the sound, the cornet, the flute, the harp, the sackbut, the psaltery? 4 times. 4 times. Nebuchadnezzar say, damn, hold on. The music didn't get y'all? Sharon, we said, bingo, the music didn't get y'all, the psaltery, the instrument didn't get you? The image. They're showing you that that's how another tactic that they use, because that music got our people, boy. I'm talking about you got parents letting 3, 4, 5-year-old children listen to these sexy reds and Cardi B's and stuff, man. And I'm talking about they go to school and just singing it and got it in their mouth. That just show you how tough music is, and then how much it is a big influence on our people, man. Then we another say, damn, the psaltery didn't get you, the sackbut didn't get you, the flute, the harp. 4 times in 15 scriptures, constantly bringing it out. Man, music good for us, man.
That's right.
But I'm gonna tell you how cold the music be. So I'll just kind of think about this. How cold the music be. You be like, damn, that beat hard. Then you just listen to the beat be good. And all of a sudden you start rapping or singing a song, and you realize, what the hell am I saying? Right? Because that's how they get you, man. Like you say, these drums and all these 808s and stuff be playing. It be hard, but damn, what is a hard beat. You just start singing, you be like, what the hell am I singing? Steal a nigga, kill a nigga, go to his funeral, shoot it up, kill his mom and the children. What the? God dang. What the hell am I singing?
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all know it's a spirit beat. You know, you hearing that stuff and you start to mug and every damn body. Bro, what you doing all that for, bro? Because it's the damn music. Then you start putting your hand in your pocket like you got a gun or something. Nigga ain't got nothing. I'm talking, that's the spirit for real. That's the spirit that they put on you. I know we have fun with these things, but we see how, these are demons that are put out here. It really is, man. That thing is, man.
I have no finger gun like a.
I'm talking about for real. Say that thing be heavy, man. It really is, and a lot of times we can't take those things lightly, man. We cannot, man. So, like we say, even like how we put forth our holy days. I know we play certain music, you know, Isley Brothers, things like that. But even like that, like how we say, we straight spiritual music, man, to keep brothers and sisters in the spirit, because you never know that, hey, that spirit can pop on the brother. He back in the corner like he bugging brothers out here and stuff, man. Like he trying to case the joint, you know. So
You know, pull the square. He got comfortable. He's like, smoking a cigarette. Get your ass out of here.
well, we got the bun rusher. I'm talking about Goldberg is behind, man. Straight spirits behind up out of here, man. So these are spirits. I'm glad I brought that out, man. Read verse 15 again.
Verse 15 from the top. Now ye be ready, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image which I have made well. But if you worship not, ye shall be cast the same hour into the midst of a burning fiery furnace.
So he's giving them those option, ultimatum. Thanks. Read on out.
And who is that God that shall deliver you?
And who is that God that shall deliver you? This is one of the points, because this is something that we have to think upon. Give me Genesis chapter 32 and verse 28. This is one of the things that we must remember, brothers and sisters. A lot of times, brothers and sisters tend to forget this. what our name actually is. Man, I'm gonna tell you, man, that the name that the Most High God gave us and the meaning behind it, man, that thing is powerful, man. But a lot of times we don't activate that power. Read this,
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 32, verse 27. And he said unto him, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel.
But what?
But Israel.
Read on,
For as a prince hast thou power with God and with men, and has prevailed.
And has what?
And has prevailed.
And has prevailed. That last part is always the key, man. We have power with the Most High God. Meaning when we in the spirit, man, it's nothing that the Most High God won't give to us when we throwing up prayers, man. And be able to prevail over that particular affliction and adversity. Do brothers and sisters understand that?
This is the reason why we say you cannot make it to the kingdom a real nigga, a whore, a bee, or whatever you want to call yourself. Right? Whatever, you can't say I'm an American, you can't say I'm a goddamn Puerto Rican, you can't say I'm a Jamaican. No, you got to say I'm an Israelite, because the only thing that's gonna make it through the gate is Israel. Right? You gotta denounce all those names. That's not me. Right? I know mama and everybody, oh man, I love God, but guess what? You can say I love God all you want to, but you got to say, Lord, no, I am Israel. I'm an Israelite. Right? You got to denounce those things, man. Go ahead,
Read verse 16.
Daniel chapter 3.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 3, verse 16. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter.
It says that we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. Why did they say that? Because they were using what? Wisdom. Let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 16. They were using wisdom.
Hey, yo, we got to listen to you.
Yeah, I've been teaching class. Read this, huh?
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves.
So we are sheep in the midst of wolves. Read on up.
Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves.
We have to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Why do they use a serpent? What are the characteristics of a serpent?
Sneaky, quick.
They subtile, they wait, and they hide, and they strike at the right point. Y'all understand why they use a serpent? Because we hear that many times. Why they use a serpent? Ain't that evil? You have to learn to use the characteristics that it's talking about, not just the animal itself. Y'all understand that? You understand that, Brother Jose? Read on up.
But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues.
Read on.
And ye shall be brought before the governors and kings for my sake.
For whose sake?
For my sake.
For Christ's sake. Read on up.
For a testimony against them.
And it's a testimony against them, because when they do that to us, Lord's will, we raise back up. What you think the Most High God gonna do to them, man? I'm talking about vengeance is gonna be his in that day, man. Read on up.
And the Gentiles. But
Hold on. It says, well, they should be a testimony against them and the Gentiles. Well, that's heavy, man. That's heavy, man. Right? Go ahead,
But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or giving you in that same hour.
Do y'all brothers understand why we always asking y'all what's the precept? Because there come a time where they'll be trying to take the Bibles from us, and brothers got to have a good memory. Y'all understand that? Do you understand that, Brother Bilal? Because you look like that ain't deep. They're gonna take the Bible, and brothers got to have a good memory. You have to be meditating on certain scriptures in the time of affliction and adversity. Sirach chapter 2. These are precepts. That's why it's not a coincidence. We always reiterating those things, man. Go back to the book of Daniel, chapter 3 and verse 17.
You said they were careful for nothing, so you see why they were careful for nothing?
That's right.
So the Lord said, He's gonna give them the words to speak. Like, well, you gotta be careful. We ain't finna sit here and contemplate on everything. Should we say that? We definitely finna say this. Right? Ain't no should we, ain't no always, or my whole my now. We finna let you know this.
Look,
right?
this is, I was watching, I don't know, I try my best to catch the news. I just was watching on the news the other day. I know y'all probably can't see it on my phone. But if you can look on my phone, this is literally, I'm watching this on TV. What they say, y'all? What they say?
Oh, judge blocks 10 commandments.
Y'all, this is on the news. This is the next law that they say finna pass. Judge blocks the 10 commandments. Meaning what, brothers? Yes, this is on the local news. Right? This is me watching the news. I said, what the? They said it showed it like 5 times. Right? And I literally took a picture of this mug, right? I literally took a picture of this while the news was on. I said, this is literally on the news. It's showing us what things like Ark is going into. They finna take the Bible away. Why you think they took it out of school? They took the Bible out of the church. Think about it. They literally took the Bible out of the church. Right? You cut off half the Bible first in the church. Now you tuck away the rest of the Bible. So if you trying to do the 10 commandments, meaning if you was going to God's law, statutes, and commandments, because the 10 commandments is broke down out of 613, 6, 1, and 3, 10. It broke down out of the big 10 is broke down through the 613 laws, statutes, and commandments. So they taking that away, meaning if they see brothers and sisters wearing what? Fringes, head wraps, you got your beards, you crying loud. All of these things go one and the same. They did it through the time of Ezra when they was burning the Bible. You think they're not going to do it, try to do this now? These things come to pass. These things was an example for us and what we should do to how we should learn, right? Even during the time of Maccabees, what they had to do, they had to run to caves to do what? Y'all see that? These things is not far off, right? Go ahead.
Go ahead, Doc. Let's go to the book of chapter 11. Let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 11, and verse. Let's go to verse 27.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 11, and verse 27.
Uh-huh.
The affliction of an hour, making a man forget pleasure.
Read it again.
The affliction of an hour, making a man forget pleasure.
So these are some things that we have to remember when we're going through affliction. The affliction of the hour making a man forget pleasure. It's when you have to train your brain. You have to literally meditate when you're going through certain situations to do what? Call upon the name of the Most High. Go up a prayer. Go to particular scriptures. We literally have to train ourselves to do these things. Because many of the times, including myself, how many times have brothers and sisters catching hell, but you're not thinking upon that as your first response? Many of times, man. Brothers and sisters have to reverse those things, man. Read it again from the top.
Verse 27 from the top. The affliction of an hour, making a man forget pleasure. And in these shall be discovered.
So we have to understand and train ourselves to this what? Literally program ourselves when we're going through, go to the scriptures. Anytime temptation come up, what Christ did in the book of Luke, chapter 4, Matthews, he did what? Always went to the what? To the scriptures. We have to train ourselves on that, man. Let's go back to the book of Daniel, chapter 3 and verse 17.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 3 and verse 17.
Uh-huh.
If it be so, Our God, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace,
Uh-huh.
and he will deliver us out of thy hand, O king.
So he's literally telling them that guess what? If it be so, if you want to do that, our God is going to deliver us, man. Read on now.
But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up.
So they telling them plain upon tables that we not gonna worship that, man. We not gonna celebrate Christmas. We not gonna celebrate Thanksgiving. We not gonna watch the inauguration. We ain't doing none of that crap, man. But we will go to the Feast of Dedication, to the Passover, to guess what? To the Pentecost, to the new moons. That's what we will do. We gonna wear our fringes. We won't eat pork. We won't do none of these things that the Most High God commanded us not to do. And the Most High God is going to deliver us in that thing, man, if we stay faithful. Read on up.
Verse 19. Then Nebuchadnezzar, full of fear.
You know that pisses them off, man, when we going against the grain. They don't like when people go against the grain, man. Read on up.
In the form of his vintage was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Therefore he spake and commanded that they should heat the furnace 7 times more than it was wont.
So not only was it already heated up, but he telling it to make it hotter 7 times more. So meaning what? In these last days, when guess what? Persecution is right at your door. Most High God is going to up the ante 7 times more. It's not a coincidence that brothers and sisters been catching hell these last few weeks since the Most High God is raising it up. Because guess what? The Most High God is heating up the planet Earth.
So, just like Ak is going to, you see, you got Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they finna get ready to go into the furnace. Think about us, bring it up into this day and the time. The Lord chose you to do this, though. You got to think, the affliction that we going to, this is what's chosen from the beginning. You was chosen to do this. You were chosen to go through this. The Lord's not going to let everybody go through it because everybody just can't accept it. Why you think people post so much on Facebook and all these different social media that they having so much fun? You like, dang, they been kicking it. They having real fun. They having a good time. But it's just for a short amount of time. You was literally chose to go through this. They was handpicked by the Most High to go through these things, man. Go to chapter 2 in the last verse 49.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 2, and verse 49.
Right, read.
Then Daniel requested of the king,
Uh-huh.
and he set Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego over the affairs of the prophets of Babylon.
Daniel went to the king because Daniel was what? He was the interpreter for the king, right? He said, look, I want these 3 men to be over the province, right? To be over the affairs of the providence. Just like us. Bring it up into today's time. The Lord literally chose us to get our ears up for us to be in the same people. No, I chose y'all to do this because everybody's not ready for this, right? Daniel went to the king to get these people, to get Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. He went to the king personally, like, no, I need these 3 right here. Why? Because the Lord needs to show his what? Power. Right? And he's going to use us, guess what, in the last days to do what? Show his power. The nations got to see our Lord go to work. And he's going to be using who? He's going to be using us. But we got to have that faith, right? Read it out, Up.
But Daniel sat in the gate of the king.
But Daniel sat at the gate of the king, but he had also Daniel sat at the gate of the king, but he had these 3 with him, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, to be over the affairs. Y'all brothers get that. Right? Y'all sisters get that. So they're going to be using us in the last days. So don't think that's why I say, don't think it's not strange. Well, First Peter, right? Said, don't think it's not strange because we're going to go through these things, man. Go ahead, Up.
Let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 40. The book of Sirach, chapter 40. What subtitle do brothers have in that chapter? So remember, you tell brothers and sisters to go through when you're reading a chapter, you should know or give a summary of what that chapter is about. So what summary do brothers have on the title of that book? Brothers should be doing that, man. What you say? But I try to use the words in the scriptures. Read verse 1 out.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 40, and verse 1. Great travail is created for every man.
Read it again out.
Great travail is created for every man.
So even just by opening up, this is what some brothers and sisters could put as a title, man. This is how I'm gonna tell y'all, man. When you have a sword, you sharpen that mug, man. You polish that mug. You make that mug the best weapon for when you out there in battle. To where you take it out your sleeve, sheath, you can instantly kill somebody. I'm talking about instantly.
And brothers, y'all might not think that, but that's for real. Look. It says God's work at the beginning, like Sirach 39. God's work. This is a real thing. Like I can say it, man. So don't think that ain't. Guess what? If you jump down the chapter, they got animal judgment. They got great travail. These is already written down, brothers. Guess what? If you go down in the end of chapter 40, you got beggar's life. 41, death. These are the things. Guess what? It's set up when we in too much better. If I'm flipping through, I'm gonna go exactly because I got my side notes of what this is going into.
That's right. I mean, that's what we tell brothers. You trying to make brothers efficient out there in battle. He flipping through. Bro, get your ass to the back. Because then we trying to get to the spirit right here. Bro, we be all right. Say, we trying to attack spirits out there, man. Like we're not playing on. We want brothers to get to the precepts because, like we say, we're trying to be efficient at what defeating spirits. Remember, we're trying to raise up to 144,000, man. A lot of times people got what 2-3 seconds, man. Brothers got to be on point with that thing. You already got to be reading the spirit when they come up. So this is why we tell brothers, make sure you write your little subtitles. Great travail. That's that y'all can put at the front. Even like I said, chapter 41, death. So when y'all know when these titles come up, y'all can just go to those particular chapters. Read verse 1 out.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 40, verse 1. Great travail is created for every man, and an heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam.
And a heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam. Remember, we are the sons of Adam. Read on out.
From the day that they go out of their mother's womb till the day that they return to the mother of all things.
Read on out.
Their imagination of things to come and the day of death.
Because that'll trouble people. Think about it, man. This is a heavy stuff right here. The imaginations of things to come. Even by us bringing it up. Brothers may be tortured. Brothers may be locked up. Let's think about that. Damn, man. I don't know. I don't know if I really counted the cost. You know, did I really count the cost? Up in the tank to guess what? Contemplate, man.
And the day of death.
And the day of death. We don't fear that thing. People fear death. I know a lot of times us as a nation of people, we have problems with that. That's why it's pivotal that you go and read chapters like Sirach, because that's a part of life. You go and read chapters like Sirach chapter 40. It's literally scriptures in there that, guess what? Ease your spirit and give you comfort in those things. Read on out.
Trouble their thoughts and cause fear of heart.
And cause the mind. Read on out.
From him that sitteth on a throne of glory.
I mean, even a brother in leadership, a king. Read on.
Unto him that is humble in earth and ash.
Read on.
From him that weareth purple and a crown unto him.
Purple, when you wear purple, there was a sign of what? Royalty. Read on out, because it was so very hard to make. Read on.
That is clothed with a linen frock.
Read on.
Wrath and envy, trouble and unquietness and strife.
Life amongst brethren and sisters, man. Don't think that Esau won't use that against us. Esau saying, watch these things, man. He know what goes on. The beef between camps. He understand these things, man. They'll use that to exploit us as a nation. So our brothers have to be very careful. Sisters have to be very careful of these things, man. We don't know.
And at the time of rest upon his bed, his night sleep, do change his knowledge.
Meaning what? You dreaming about these things that you done thought upon in the day, and guess what? It could change your knowledge. Could do what? Pull you out the truth.
And this be a lot of brothers and sisters do this. Man, I dreamed this, and now all of a sudden here comes, you got this weird ass thing on you. You got this weird ass thing on you, and here you go because you just dreamed about some stuff. Brothers, you better shake it, man.
Because even in the book of Sirach, chapter 34, it tells you what about dreams? It lift up fools. Don't fancy yourself on that. Let's go back to the book of Daniel and verse 20.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 3, and verse 20.
Uh-huh.
And he commanded the most mighty men that were in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and to cast them into the burning fiery furnace.
Now things is heating up. They get bounded up and they get put into that thing. Man, this is at what? One of their weakest moments. What's your brothers be doing? Praying, man. What's your sisters be doing? Praying. This is one of the main things that brothers and sisters must do. Let's go to the book of Three Holy Children. What page is it on? Who been reading it? Y'all be forgetting about that thing, man. That's a heavy book. 108. Page 108 in the Apocrypha. Three Holy Children, read verse 1 out.
This is the book of the song of the three holy children, verse 1. And they walked in the midst of the fire, praising God.
Doing what?
Praising God.
Guess what? In the heat of battle, in the time of the most affliction and adversity, what were they doing?
Praising God.
It was praising the Most High, man. That's something that brothers and sisters can never lose sight of, man. That's going in conjunction with what? Sirach chapter 2. The Most High God is going to try you. Hey, you got to be happy until the end, man. Because remember, he already warned you out there, like Capt Jerubbaal just said. Read on up.
And blessing the Lord. Then Azarias stood up.
Then who stood up?
Azarias stood up
Read on.
and prayed on this matter, and opening his mouth in the midst of the fire, said, Blessed art thou, O Lord God of our fathers. Thy name is worthy to be praised and glorified forevermore.
I'm going to tell you, this is a heavy, heavy prayer when brothers and sisters are down in the spirit, man. When you facing heavy affliction and adversity, this is a heavy, heavy prayer. Read on out.
For thou art righteous in all the things that thou hast done to us. Yea, true are all thy works. Thy ways are right, and all thy judgments true.
Read on.
And in all the things that thou hast brought upon us, and upon the holy city of our fathers, even Jerusalem, thou hast executed true judgment.
Because we understood that we deserve that as a nation of people. The righteous don't understand that, man. Then guess what? We deserve the punishments that we have gotten. 1619, 1492. People that understand who they are now as a nation, that we the Israelites, and guess what? We still deserve the judgments that are coming out on our people, man. Because how many camps are out there on each and every corner of America and of the world teaching our people, and they constantly reject it and go at us? Thinking the Most High God not going to judge them? Read on now.
For according to truth, didst thou bring all these things upon us
Because of what?
because of our sins.
So they understood that. Us as a nation of people, when we throw up our prayers, we have to acknowledge that thing as well, man. Can't just ask the Most High God to take us out of situation without acknowledging what you did wrong to get in that situation. You must do those things. Let's go back to the book of Daniel. Chapter 3 and verse 21.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 3, and verse 21. Then these men were bound in their coats, their hoses, and their hats,
The hoses is going into what? Like a belt. Read on.
and their other garments, and were cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent, and the furnace exceeded hot, the flame of the fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Well, y'all see how the Most High God do here. Guess what? How the other nations fall upon their own sword, man. That's some heavy, heavy stuff. And we see that in many accounts, man. Many accounts. Let's go to the book of Psalms. And what? Let's go to the book of Psalms, chapter 64. Yeah, start at verse 7.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 64 and verse 7.
Uh-huh.
But God shall shoot at them with an arrow.
Read on.
Suddenly shall they be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away.
So the things that Esau gonna do to us, guess what? Most like God gonna have that thing fall upon them, man. Think about that. Now this is something I ask brothers and sisters. So when Azariah, Mishael, and Hananiah cast into the fire, what would that fire be symbolic of today? It is, but on a physical note, Selassie. On a physical note, meaning it's actually going to happen.
Offering.
No, y'all think it's too deep.
You ask it again?
No, we already said that. That's on the spiritual side. We're talking about on the physical
What
note.
would it be right now today?
What you else, Sister Jensen?
Okay, so, being presented with the guillotine.
But what is the fire? Thermonuclear destruction. Brothers and sisters, understand that? That's that fire that, guess what? We have to prepare for it, man. That is that fire. Read it again, huh?
Verse 7 from the top. But God shall shoot at them with an
3 and 21.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 3, and verse 21. Then these men were bound in their coats, their hosen, and their hats, and their other garments, and were cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace.
Verse 22 is the point. Read on.
Verse 22. Therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent, and the furnace exceeding hot, the flame of the fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Read on.
Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego fell down bound into the midst of the burning fiery furnace.
Read on.
Then Nebuchadnezzar, the king, was astonished, and rose up in haste, and spake, and said unto his counselors, Did not we cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto the king, True, O king.
Read on.
He answered and said, Lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt.
Read on, huh?
And the form of the
Let's get Psalms chapter 91.
No. Read that again. Read that again.
The form of the fourth is like the Son of God. Shalom.
We're gonna get that. Let me bring this out right quick. Let's go to the book of Psalms, chapter 91. What did you say, Alex? Oh, yeah, no. Put some respect on that thing. Let's go to Psalms chapter 91 and start at verse 1.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 91 and verse 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
So what is the secret place of the Most High? The Bible. Read on.
I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in Him will I trust.
Jump down to verse 4.
Verse 4. He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings. And under His wings shalt thou trust.
Read on, huh?
His truth shall be thy shield and buckler.
Keep reading.
Thou shalt not be afraid for the arrow that flieth by day.
What is that arrow they're prophesying about? That's right, the missiles. Read on, huh?
Nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness.
And that pestilence is going into that. Read on, huh?
Nor for the destruction that wasted at noonday.
Wasted is another key word in there. Thermonuclear waste. Read on, huh?
And thousands shall fall at thy side,
Uh-huh.
and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh.
So think about Ananias, Mishael. Think about them being in that fire and it did what? It didn't come nigh them. This is the same thing. This is prophesied in what? That's going to happen in our time. 10,000 at thy right hand is going to fall from the fire that's coming, and 1,000 at thy left hand is going to come, but it's not going to come nigh us. Read on now.
Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked.
Because only at our eyes shall we see these things, man. Because what? We know that Christ is going to do what? Give me Matthew 24. Let me give it to Give me Matthew chapter 24. Give me Matthew chapter 24 and verse 31. We'll be straight to the point.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other.
So we see how we'll be saved from that what? Thermonuclear destruction, that fiery furnace by what? Christ sending his what? His angels to cover us. Go ahead.
I get some more I can touch on. Go to Isaiah chapter 43. Isaiah chapter 43 in start at verse 1. Because the Lord had, just think about it, man, about us keeping the commandment. The Lord had always promised us these things, man. All right? Start at verse 1.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 43, and verse 1. But now thus saith the Lord that created thee, O Jacob, and he that formed thee,
Read.
O Israel.
Not. Because if you fear, guess what happens? What does fear bring? Need more. Fear brings what? Come on, brothers, please, man. Don't disappoint, man. Fear brings sin. Death is the outcome of sin. Come on, don't go there. Stay right here. That's why I said fear not, because fear brings what? Death. Why do you think when Peter came to walk on the water, he seen the wind beat vehemently on him, and he took his eyes off of what? Christ, and he did what happened? Starting to sink. Right? Read it up.
For I have redeemed thee.
Because the Lord said, this was a promise for us from the beginning. The Lord said, I redeemed thee. Read.
I have called thee by thy name.
Going into what I was breaking down in Genesis chapter 32. Right? The Lord said we had power with him. So that's why he said, don't fear. I got the power. Y'all got the power with me. Meaning what? If y'all ask me to do something, I'll do it for you. But you can't fear. You got to have the faith. Read on.
Thou art mine.
The Lord called us his.
Thou passest through the waters.
Just like he did with Moses. He said, when I pass through the water, when we pass through the water, read.
I will be with thee.
He's been with us. Read on.
And through the rivers. They shall not float.
Read on.
When thou walkest through the fire.
This goes into what we're reading right now. He said, when thou walkest through the fire. It's talking about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And he's talking about on the spiritual side, on our afflictions. So when we going through this, the Lord said, hey, don't fear none of this. Guess what? Even when you walking through the fire, right? Read.
Thou shalt not be burned.
We shall not be burned. Well, I can touch it on, man, in Psalm chapter 91, right? Even in the three holy children, right? Read on.
Neither shall the flame kindle upon thee.
And the flame won't even touch us because the Lord controls everything, right? Go ahead.
Let's get some more. Let's go to the book of Zechariah, chapter 3 and verse 2. That was a great precept that I brought out. Zechariah chapter 3 and verse 2.
This is the book of
Start
Zechariah.
at verse 1, Salaki.
Chapter 3 and verse 1. And he showed me Joshua, the high priest, standing before the angel of the Lord, and Satan standing at his right hand to resist him.
What Joshua is this? What Joshua is this? He just said that. What Joshua is this? Any brother know? But we have many people with the same names. This is not the, is this Joshua? What you have, Naya? Which one though? Is the one from Moses' time? Oh, praises. This is the one from the prayers of me. You didn't say that thing with conviction. Are you talking about prayers of me or Joshua?
He said Joshua, this is what he said.
So remember, this Joshua is the Joshua that was high priest during the time of the Persian and Mede captivity. This is not the Joshua from Moses' time. Let me tell y'all better write it down. Write that thing down. Because if you don't know it, make sure you take good notes on it, because a Christian try to catch you with that.
And you got to write it down because you might forget it.
That's right.
Right?
Read on now. Verse 2.
Verse 2. And the Lord said unto Satan, the Lord rebuked thee, O Satan. O who? O Satan.
Read on now.
Even the Lord that had chosen Jerusalem.
So remember, the Most High God has always chosen Jerusalem. Read on now.
Rebuked thee.
So we have that ability to where the Most High God or Christ intervene on our behalf to do what? To rebuke Satan. Read on now.
Is not this a brand plucked out of the fire?
Read that last part again, man.
Is not this a brand plucked out of the fire?
Our people don't understand that we are a brand that's plucked out of the fire. Meaning what? Most High God has the ability, the brothers and sisters keep the commandments, to bring us out of any heated situation. Any heated situation. During this time, it was catching hell. Because guess what? They didn't want to do the work of the Most High. So the Most High God stirred up the spirit of Joshua the high priest and Jerubbaal the governor to do what? To ignite them to start building the temple again that the Babylonians destroyed. Most High God always has this ability, or we have this ability to, guess what? Call on the Most High God to get us out of heated situations. What more heated situation than the three holy children were in? That was a literal heated situation, man. Let's go back to the book of Daniel. Read Daniel chapter 3, verse 25.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 3, and verse 25. He answered and said, Lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire. And they have no hurt.
And they have no what?
And they have no hurt.
Because the Most High God has power over all these spirits. Even when we read in the book of what? So they know the weight of. Man, I'm gonna tell you, man, that's a or Lord's will. We make it to the kingdom. That understanding will be opened up. So how did you actually do that? Hey, well, I made this fire this way. Here is that this way. I was like, what? I'm talking about literally breaking that thing down, man, on a high level. Sometimes our brothers think, man, on a deeper level. Read on up.
And the form of the fourth is like the Son of God.
It's like the what?
The Son of God.
It's like the Son of God. Going into Christ is our what? Our shield and our buckler. Give me the book of Acts chapter 4, verse 12.
You almost said son of man again, then I seem like you have to concentrate.
Say it again out. Acts chapter 4, verse 12.
It's the book of Acts, chapter 4, and verse 12. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved.
So guess what? That only name by what we must be saved is going into what? Yahushua. Going into what? His reputation. You brothers understand that. Let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 34 and verse 13.
It's the book verse 12.
Uh-huh.
I was oft times in death.
So we'll be that way, man. When Jacob's trouble hit, we have to be on the run as pilgrims, be all times in death. Read on up.
Yet I was delivered because of these things.
Read on.
The spirit of those that fear the Lord shall live.
Shall what?
Shall live.
Meaning if we keep his commandments and have faith in Christ, read on.
For their hope is in him that saveth them.
Uh-huh.
Whoso feareth the Lord shall not fear, nor be afraid. For he,
Verse 9, I'll read that.
Okay, read it up.
for he
Start at
is
verse
his
9.
hope.
I'll go on verse 9.
Jump up verse 9, read down. So because you get the whole fullness.
Verse 9. A man that had traveled knoweth many things, and he that had much experience will declare wisdom.
Right, read on.
He that had no experience knoweth little,
Right, he said he that had no experience nor a little. Read on.
but he that had traveled is full of prudence.
Right, he that had traveled. Now we talking about a person that goes to travel and that goes into a lot. But what does a person that travel do? What does that mean? Let me see what brother's mind says here. Hold on, not one at a time. What you got? That's the broad aspect of it. What you got?
Experience.
Okay, this is what the scripture say. What else you got?
No, I said the same thing.
Say the same thing. So a man that travel meaning what? A man that's seen many things. That's a person that travel. It means you go into different places, you see many things, you experience many things. Keep it on the spiritual side of things. If a brother experience, just like dealing with a congregation, the longer a brother be around brothers and sisters in the congregation, guess what? You experience many different people. That's what a person that travels does. They experience many different people. And that's how the truth is. You experience many different people, and so you'll know when you get around certain people. Guess what? You can be like, oh, I can depict that spirit quick, right? And that's what a man is. That goes into a man in travel. They can experience. They can detect different spirits real quick. That's how brothers and sisters are supposed to be thinking in this truth. How to discern spirits, right? Go ahead, Al.
When I traveled, I saw many things, and I understand more than I can express.
You see how that goes? So he saw many things. Now I can understand more than I express. So meaning just to how we are in the truth. When you be around a lot of brothers and sisters, guess what? You can see a lot of different spirits, and I got the experience of the experience. So why you think brothers can give a good counsel? Because you can say that your spirit not doing it, but we done seen this many different. Right?
By the experience, like Ox said, and by the spirits that we encounter, man, that thing is heavy. Keep reading now.
I was oft times in danger of death, yet I was delivered because of these things.
Read on.
The spirit of those that fear the Lord shall live. Is in him that saveth them.
For their hope is in him that saveth them. Going into Yahushua. Read on, huh?
Whoso feareth the Lord shall not fear, nor be afraid, for he is his hope.
Read on.
Blessed is the soul of him that feareth the Lord. To whom doeth he look?
Read that again, huh?
Blessed is the soul of him that feareth the Lord. To whom doeth he look?
So when we in afflictions and adversities, we should look towards the Most High and His Son Yahushua. A lot of times, even like I bring out a great example when Peter took his eyes off of Christ. That's a lot of times what brothers and sisters do. That's similar to when you trying to deal with things the way you deal with them and not deal with them according to how God has wanted us to deal with them, man. Many times, a lot of times, brothers and sisters really don't even see that. How many times have you tried to do that and you failed every time? And we still keep doing it, man. Can't self-check that thing. We got to learn to let that part of ourselves go, man. We don't know.
And who is his strength? For the eyes of the Lord are upon them that love him.
Read on.
He is their mighty protection and strong stay.
And a what?
And a defense from heat.
And a what out?
And a defense from heat.
So this goes on a spiritual level and physical level, man. The Most High God is a defense from heat. Because guess what? Heat is symbolic of affliction and adversity. Read on.
And a cover from the sun at noon. A preservation from stumbling.
A preservation from stumbling. Read on.
And help from falling.
And a help from falling, man. This is something that brothers and sisters must constantly meditate on, man. Keep reading now.
He raiseth up the soul, enlightening the eyes. He giveth help life and blessing.
Read on.
He that sacrifices of a thing wrongfully gotten, his offering is ridiculous.
Read on.
And the gifts of unjust men are not accepted.
That last part is heavy, man. Meaning when you try to, guess what, give an unworthy sacrifice in this truth, guess what, that thing won't be accepted of the Most High, man. Basically, when you doing what? Half-assing in the truth, excuse my language.
Half-assing.
Half-assed.
Not playing the games in this truth, not giving your all, not worshiping the Most High with gladness and joyfulness of heart. These things go into count to those things, man. Not happy to come to Sabbath class. Goes for the children too. Go ahead,
That's why the Lord say, I love them that love me, because if you give a half-ass to the Lord, then guess what? When it comes time for you to get what? Redeemed from that affliction or pulled out of the affliction, it's gonna be a half-ass pulling out. Right? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they didn't fear no fire. Because they was what? They was for the Lord, 100%, 10 toes down. In other words, how you, right now, just think about it, your life. If you get put in the fire right now, do you think you have that? Do you think that fire burning you right now? Your faith, your works, your actions, your strength, your love of the Most High God. Think about it. Would you feel that fire, or would you be in that fire with the king right next to you, helping you out? It's about what you put into this thing, man. Right? Let's get a precept. Let's go to my favorite, man. One of my favorite precepts, Psalm 27:1. Man, we gotta look at things like that, man. See, what if I was putting the fire right now, man? Would my words, would my actions, would the Lord prevail me? Would he give me that Psalm of 91, that Isaiah 43:1? Would he cover me at that time? So Psalm 27, let's start at 1.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 27, and verse 1.
Bring it out.
The Lord is my light
Uh-huh.
and my salvation. Whom shall I fear?
So we don't have fear when we let the Lord lead us in this thing, right? Read.
The Lord is the strength of my life.
And the scriptures ask you, who is your strength, right? The Lord is our strength. The Lord has to be our strength. You know?
Of whom shall I be afraid?
And if we have the Lord as our strength, he is our leader, he is our guider, who shall we be afraid of, man, right? Scriptures let us know, right? We don't supposed to have the spirit of fear. I said you had that spirit of fear, you bring forth sin. Sin equals what? Death. Read.
When the wicked, even mine enemies and my foes, came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and failed.
They did what?
They stumbled and failed.
It's the same thing that happened to Nebuchadnezzar, man, against what? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. The enemies came up to against him, but they did not prevail. They failed, man. Right? They wound up looking and they're talking about what the hell is going on. Read.
Verse 3. Though an host should camp against me, my heart shall not fear.
I'm gonna tell you, when things go against you, man, you can't have that fear on you, man. When you get put up in certain situations, you can't be fearful in anything. How I'm gonna pay my rent? Shit, how I'm gonna pay it? You know what I'm saying? Where I'm gonna go if I get kicked out of this house? Where I'm gonna go? Right? This is what building a nation does for you, right? Right? Because I'm be knocking on Belial door. Let me crash here for the night, man, until I find a spot, man. Call Renard today, Renard. Let me chill over there a couple of days, right? We don't hope to have that spirit of fear, even have any worry about these things. Read on.
Though war shall rise against me.
Oh, what?
Though war shall rise against me.
War is rising against us all day, man. Every day. Every Sabbath we come in here, Esau is at war with us. I damn internet won't work. I damn Wi-Fi is always talking about it's not a good connection, right? They don't want us to teach at a certain time now, downtime, right? Just all kind of things, man. Damn dude that want us to pay for the meeting that he want to come down there talking noise, right? We at war every day, and it ain't just the war that we think about. It's everything that has to do with our walk and our spirit, right? It said when we at war, though war should rise against me, what?
In this will I be confident.
We're gonna be confident in that thing, man. Right? I'm gonna tell you, that's the best. I seen that the other day, and when you have confidence in something before you even go through it, man, That's one of the best ways to prevail out of situation. Because if you really letting the Lord lead you, if the Lord really is your light and your God and your salvation, well then right before you go through anything, you know that it's your confidence. I'm confident that I'm gonna make it out of this. Why? I got the Lord on my side, right? We gotta make sure we have that confidence. Read 4.
Verse 4. One thing have I desired of the Lord, that will seek I after.
That will I seek after, right? Read.
That will I seek after. That I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life.
Read on.
To behold the beauty of the Lord and to inquire in his temple.
And that's the end game, man. We want to behold that beauty, man. We ain't seen nothing yet. So we ain't seen nothing yet. We want to behold that beauty that the Lord has in store for us, man. Right? But we have to be in order with the Lord in order to get that beauty, man. Go ahead, Al.
Jump over to 34 right quick. Verse 21.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 34, verse 21. Evil shall slay the wicked.
What the Bible say?
Evil shall slay the wicked.
This is what we should be thinking about, man. Just like even what I can break it down in Daniel chapter 3, how the evil is trying to slay the wicked. I mean, right? Like it said, evil shall slay the wicked. Watch this, breathe.
And they that hate the righteous shall be desolate.
So think about it. It said, evil shall slay the wicked. In Daniel chapter 3, evil thought it was wicked because they went against who? Nebuchadnezzar. They said, all these dudes wicked, they put them in the fire. Evil shall slay the wicked. Can Satan cast out Satan? Y'all think about this. Satan can't cast out Satan. That's the reason why why you think it says, and they that hate righteous shall be desolate. Because they hated righteousness. They wanted to put an end to that by putting them in the damn fire, man. Verse 22.
Verse 22. The Lord redeemeth the soul of his servants.
So this is the reason why they prevail, because the Lord said he's going to redeem the souls of his servant. Right? Read.
And none of them that trust in him shall be desolate.
He said none of them, right? Let's think about it, man. Our God don't play. He said, when he say the Lord don't play about me, man. Right? That's a real thing for us, man. Go ahead.
Let's go back to 3 and verse 26. Get that, read that out.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 3, and verse 26. Then Nebuchadnezzar came near to the mouth of the burning fiery furnace, and spake and said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, ye servants of the Most High God.
That's right. Read on.
Come forth and come hither. Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came forth of the midst of the fire, and the princes, governors, and the king's counselors, being gathered together, saw these men, upon whose bodies the fire had no power.
Upon the whose bodies the fire had no power. That's some heavy stuff, man. Because a lot of times we forget that, guess what? It's sunshine on the other end of the day. You catching hell, affliction for a little time, like how we read in the book of Sirach, chapter 11. But then guess what? We forget about that prosperity. We forget about the days that the most out of countless situations, man. And this, read on,
Nor was an hair of their head singed.
Read on.
Neither were their coats changed, nor the smell of fire had passed of them.
Man, I'm talking about, man, that's a total 100% sound, but they didn't even have the smell of smoke on them, man. That's some heavy stuff, man. Most High God kept them smelling good, man. Read on. You got some more? Read on.
Then Nebuchadnezzar spake and said, Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Read it again,
Then Nebuchadnezzar spake and said, Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Because guess what? At the end of the thermonuclear weapons of the Most High God sent Christ to destroy these nations, guess what you think the nation's going to say, man? They going to understand in that day who the one true God is, man. That his name might be declared amongst all these nations, man. That's what we doing this for. We doing this for, guess what? The glory of the Most High, man, and his son Yahushua, man. We can never lose sight of that, man. This is all for the Most High, man, that his name might be declared. Let's get that, man. Go to the book of Romans, chapter 9.
And you see, Nebuchadnezzar had to say that thing again. He just said it in chapter 2. Jerubbaal put it out where he blessed Daniel for what? Interpreting the dream, right? And he had to say, "That's the God of God." He ain't going to trip it again on the his butt up again, right? Hey, bless the Lord God of the Most High. Yeah, you got the Most High God on your side. The Lord going to continue to slap up these sons on their butts, man.
That's right.
Right? It ain't gonna be no one-time thing. They gonna continually get slapped up, man, because they so prideful. You got countless numbers of the Lord blessing us and saving us out of this affliction. Go ahead.
Well, that's what he said. He's talking about see if your God will deliver you out of this, right?
Right.
That's what because he didn't believe it either. I'll see if your God will deliver you out of this. Okay. Set the fire up 7 times hotter then, right? What you think these nuclear bombs is? We tell them set the nukes up 7 times hotter, man. Right? See what our God gonna do, man.
That's right. Let's go to the book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 17.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 17.
Uh-huh.
For the scriptures said unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up,
So even for the same purpose, he raised Nebuchadnezzar up. Read on up.
that I may show my power in thee.
So he had his power shown in Nebuchadnezzar by him doing what? The things that he did, having that furnace set 7 times hotter. Read on up.
And that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
So by him having that furnace set 7 times hotter for the children of Israel, and no hurt came to him, Nebuchadnezzar understood that he is the one and true God, man. He understood that without a shadow of a doubt, man. Read on up.
Therefore, had he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom will he harden. He will he harden.
Now read it again. Read it right up.
Verse 18 from the top. Therefore, had he mercy on whom he will have mercy,
Uh-huh.
and whom he harden.
Whom he will, he harden. This is what the Most High God do, that his power may be declared. Go back to the book of Daniel, chapter 3 and verse 28.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 3, and verse 28. Then Nebuchadnezzar spake and said, Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Read it again up.
Then Nebuchadnezzar spake and said, Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego,
Uh-huh.
who has sent his angel
Yahweh, read on.
and delivered his servants that trusted in him, and have changed the king's word.
And have changed the king's word. That thing is heavy. Read on up.
And yielded their bodies,
And yielded their bodies. Read on up.
that they might not serve nor worship any God except their own
Man,
God.
that thing is heavy. Man, when you fight for the Most High God does what? Fight for you, man. Brothers got to believe that thing. Sisters got to believe that thing. We got many accounts. Give me the book of Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 4. Because it's saying the same thing too in verse 3. Because once they see that, guess what? They're going to understand. They're going to understand, man. Christ take down these nations, man, with a flawless victory. Hey, they're going to get on the bandwagon, man. Read this, huh?
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 2, and verse 4.
Break it out.
And he shall judge among the nations.
Isaiah 2 and 3. What I say?
This book of Isaiah, chapter 2, shall go and say, Come ye, and go up to the mountain of the Lord.
Read on.
To the house of the God of Jacob.
They're going to understand in that day that God is not the God of everybody. He's the God of Jacob. They're going to acknowledge that thing, man. Read on out.
And he will teach us of his ways.
Uh-huh.
And we will walk in his path.
They're going to get on the bandwagon. Read on.
For out of Zion shall go forth the law.
But what?
The law.
Christians cannot get around this. This is an end time prophecy, man. So we're going to be made to keep the law in that time, the other nation. What should we be trying to do today?
Right.
Man, that's just common sense, man. Read on out.
And the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people.
Meaning kill many nations. Read on out.
And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation,
Uh-huh.
neither shall they learn.
Let's go back to the book of Daniel, chapter 3 and verse 28 again.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 3, verse 28.
Start at verse 29.
Verse 29. Therefore, I make a decree that every people, nation, and language which speak anything amiss against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego
It said what? Get your mind right.
Get your mind
He
right.
changed his mind. Read on, huh?
shall be cut in pieces.
Read it again.
Shall be cut in pieces.
Read it again.
Shall be cut in pieces.
Read on, huh?
And their houses shall be made a dunghill.
That's a doo-doo pile. Read on, huh?
Because there is no other God that can deliver after this sort.
Man, read on, huh?
Then the king,
Boy, say that thing here.
For there is what?
because there is no other God that can deliver after this sort.
Ain't no other God can do the things that our God does, man.
Thing
Ain't
here.
no other God get you out of a damn fiery furnace, man. Damn furnace 7 times hotter. Can't no other God do that. Not no damn Dagon, Buddha, not no damn
Cobblestone.
none of that.
Not the Christianity cross. Not the Virgin Mary and baby, sweet baby Jesus. No.
Sweet baby Jesus can't get you out of that.
No.
Man, go ahead.
Read that last verse 30.
Verse 30. Then the king promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the province of Babylon.
Then they got a promotion, man.
Promotion time.
Brothers got a raise.
Again.
But they got to raise quick in the mud.
Boy, you got 2 raises and 2 chapters.
What it say? I did what?
Got 2 raises and 2 chapters.
Hey, he take it one down and what? Raises you up again. Give me this last precept. Give me Revelation chapter 3, verse 18, man.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 3, verse 18.
Uh-huh.
I counsel thee to buy of thee gold tried in the fire.
Read it again, huh?
I counsel thee.
Christ is putting out a plea to brothers and sisters. He counseled each to try him gold tried in a fire. The gift that we need to be taking is what? From the Bible. Read it again from the top. Huh?
I counsel thee to buy of thee gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich,
That we may be is what?
that thou mayest be rich, and white raiment.
And white raiment, meaning what? Rich in the spirit and pure in the spirit. White is going into pureness. Hey, this thing is heavy. This is Christ putting out a plea to brothers and sisters, man. Read on.
That thou mayest be clothed,
That thou mayest be clothed with what?
and that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear, and anoint thine eyes with eye seed,
With eye salve.
with eye salve.
Eye salve was a cleaning solution, but you have to think about this on a spiritual level. Meaning open up and receive the anointing that Christ is trying to give us. Be able to see the Bible with new spirit, man. Thinking and being prudent. Looking to the future. Looking to the situations that you know you're going to have to deal with. The afflictions. The adversity. And guess what? Using the counsel that Christ has given us, the Most High, to guess what? Overcome those battles. Read on.
That thou mayest see.
That thou mayest see. Read on up.
As many as I love, I rebuke and chasten, and be zealous. Well, be zealous, therefore, and repent.
And what?
And repent.
And what?
And repent.
And repent. And with that, we say shalom. We always tell brothers and sisters to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Let's go back to that law. Deuteronomy chapter 5 and verse 7. Deuteronomy chapter 5 and verse 7.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 5, and verse 7. Thou shalt have none other gods before me.
Read it again. Huh?
Thou shalt have none other gods before me.
So it's a commandment that we have no other gods before the Most High. A lot of times people think that they go at a base level. No, that covers a multitude of things. Money, your wife, your family, big mama, big pawpaw. All these things, your job, a lot of these things our people put over the Most High. Holidays, all these wicked things, a number of things that brothers and sisters can bring out, man. Because holidays is one. That's a good one, huh? Because a lot of times, hey, in that damn Thanksgiving mode, I ain't think about nothing. We pray that the Most High God burn up all that food, man. Hope it tastes nasty, man. We pray that. I hope that damn turkey be dry as hell, man.
Pray every turkey to be dry.
Turkey died in the
All
fry.
cakes with dung.
They died in the fry, man. That's a hook. We don't give a damn about the holidays, man. That's the point. Is that it on that up? And with that, we say shalom.
I said died in the fry.
Any questions, brothers and sisters?
Any questions?